Paizo union has been recognized by the company, but was it voluntary? That's right. There was statements that came out recently, shortly after I made the video last week on the Paizo stuff with Pathfinder, where Paizo has come out and recognized the union and recognized them in a voluntary fashion. But was it really voluntary? Was there some pressure that came behind that? Let's take a look at this. But before I do, I am your host, Cindershadow. This is something we've done every Saturday night for the last while now, and it's in front of my YouTube audience, and they you can see that they're commenting on the videos. They make comments, they talk, and they say hi in a lot of cases, and you guys can say hi back to them in the comment section down below when you hit that like and subscribe button, and then you maybe comment on the video and share it out. Hey, maybe someone will find this more interesting than a lot of people understand. Anyway, getting into the Paizo situation here. Paizo is a manufacturer of a game called Pathfinder. They've been around for quite a while, pretty much back when Wizards of the Coast put out D&D 3.0, and then it went to 3.5, which fixed a lot of details. Pathfinder was born out of a Kickstarter campaign. And recently, they've come to terms with the deadlines that a lot of freelance writers and a lot of the people behind the scenes have to deal with, and it just creates working conditions that they don't find very friendly. So, Paizo recognizes United Paizo workers for Pathfinder and Starfinder, and this is the first fantasy RPG sort of publisher that's recognizing workers in this case. Now, I've read stories that possibly... Thank you, Troll Warrior, for the $1.55. Also, if you come to the live stream, you get to do fun stuff like this and try and scare the absolute crap out of me every time. I do jump, but I gotta tell you, it does get very fun and frustrating. And hey, it probably scared the crap out of you at home. So if you jumped, you gotta hit that like button. Paizo is pleased to announce it has voluntarily recognized the United Paizo Workers Union, which is affiliated with the Communication Workers of America, the CWA. We look forward to working with the union to continue and expand our efforts to make Paizo a better place to work and ensure that Pathfinder and Starfinder products continue to exceed gamers' expectations for many years to come, said Jeff Arvelez, president of Paizo. The next steps will involve the United Paizo Workers, UPN, union electing their bargaining representatives, then meeting with Paizo management to negotiate terms of a collective bargaining agreement. We expect this process to take some time, but we are committed to the effort and hope to settle a contract in due course. Until that agreement is reached, Paizo staff continue to focus on creating amazing Pathfinder and Starfinder products. Of course, at least I can cut that out. Paizo has always been about creating awesome games, and we look forward to changes that unionization will bring to the company. Please join us in our journey and follow the UPW on Twitter and stay tuned for future updates. So this came straight from the company. What are you guys talking about? To quote Bill Cunningham, down with the union. Bo, don't scully your name. That's not right. You need Maz because really, Maz. These guys are back talking while I'm sitting here trying to tell you a story. This is what they do. I'm not trying to diss you. First thing you came to mind. Whoa, guys, really, settle down now. Say hi to the community. They're great, but they like to start a rap battle soon enough. You know, that's the way it goes. I don't think she's actually mad, Bo. No, they're not. Anyway, there was another sort of news that came out. We're back to where we were last week on the Tabletop RPG news unofficial community forums, they're talking about this situation. Jason Tondro, senior developer for Pathfinder and Starfinder, has indicated with a large swath of Paizo freelancers have stopped work in support of the recently formed union. Hold on. I thought they voluntarily did this. Initially, the freelance group had a range of demands, but in light of the new union, they have put forward one single demand instead, and it's to recognize the union. That means that they're taking these steps and pushing forward with this type of thing. It's quite interesting that going forward, you're going to be able to see on the back of Pathfinder books that they're union made, which did mean a lot of things back in like the 80s, 90s. I don't know in the 2020s how much that means. There's a lot of people that pride their work, and I think a lot of unionized work, there is a lot of pride in what they do. So it's going to be very interesting to see where they go. So this is a breakdown of his statement with it. Today I want to share the spotlight on UPW's secret weapon, freelancers. Paizo freelancers are our ally in this fight, and we're helping each other. Here's how. Paizo business model is built on freelancers. Very few of the words in our publications are written in-house by full-time employees on the clock. Instead, we outline projects, hire freelancers to execute those outlines, and develop and edit those manuscripts. So how does a unionized workforce then get this to market is what I'm asking here. This allows a relatively small number of people, about 35, including art directors, editors, designers, developers, and more, to produce, everything. Have you seen our publications schedule lately? It's long, and Paizo must publish new books to pay the bills. Well, about a month ago, about 40 Paizo most reliable, prolific, and skilled freelancers simply stopped working. In official parlance, it's called concerned action. In layman's term, it's a strike without a union. So the freelancers stopped everything and said, you need to recognize them. They got all together and said, you need to do this. So what was the repercussions of this? Some of the freelancers were in the middle of projects with upcoming deadlines. Some of them had completed manuscripts they refused to turn over. Some were people they needed to hire to get scheduled books underway to time to publish. It froze everything. They stopped the presses. They said, no way are we continuing to work? And they went forward and actually forced Paizo's hand to recognize the union. This wasn't voluntary recognition. This was, they stopped everything. They said, nope, it's not going forward unless you recognize them. So giving the term voluntary here wasn't really voluntary. They kind of forced their hand. Folks, Paizo can't operate in that environment. We can't just assign 10,000 word original play scenarios, 35,000 word SF adventures, which is Starfinder, 50,000 words for Pathfinder 2 adventures to new untested freelancers and many projects. It's too late in the schedule to do that anyway. Now this group of freelancers had a specific list of demands. They wanted Paizo to hire a diversity officer, for example, to investigate recent terminations, but yesterday they updated their demands and they all come back to work if Paizo recognizes the United Paizo workers. This is an enormous lever. We at UPW are incredibly grateful to have it. Paizo can't make this publication schedule without freelancers and can't pay exec salaries without publications. But if they recognize the union, freelancers came back to work tomorrow. Yes, contract negotiations will be long and trying for involved, but Paizo will still get books out the door and be able to make the commitments and pay the bills and salaries. And during contract negotiations, we, the people who hire freelancers, can pay back. In contract negotiation, we can fight for better pay raises for freelancers. We can get more time in schedule so writers have time to do their job right. We can get playtesting built into these schedules, which not only helps freelancers, but creates better books. Paizo freelancers and United Paizo workers are working hand in hand, and I'm so grateful, honored, and humbled to have that partnership. Wow, that was something of a talk about there. That is something kind of crazy, because I got to say, for them to be able to get the freelancers to completely stop work is a leverage and a lever that the United Paizo workers have put to task here. And they froze everything. So they left them at a point where either they recognized them and continued making their books, or they didn't recognize them, they closed up shop and shut everything down. So people want to still make money, so money is where money's due, and they're going to do what they can to keep the presses rolling. But without the presses or publications coming out, as a publisher, they don't make any money, they don't pay their bills, and thus they go into arrears. It will be interesting to see where these negotiations between Paizo and the United Workers go. I personally would like to see what is going to be on that contract. It's going to be very interesting in the future to see where this goes. Does this have a precedent now? Will this turn around, and will we see companies like Wizards of the Coast having to form their own union? Will this is something that Hasbro will step up and allow? It's going to be an interesting few years here now, seeing people trying to take and band together and actually form these unions in these companies that I don't think the profit margins are actually there for them to do. How is this going to translate overall? I know personally, reading DoorDash and stuff like that with Wizards of the Coast, they generally are muchly underpaid for the positions a lot of the people do, and this could be something that will have a rippling effect in the future of tabletop gaming, fantasy gaming, and everything else with it. We may even see something come out of this for Blizzard Activision with the recent stuff that we have seen there. What's the chat saying here? Play nice, kids, or I'll take your toys away. Oh, okay. They're still going. Battle Royale. They're still going for rap battles in the chat. Anyway, guys, this is Proud Canadian Phoenix signing off. Let me know in the comments down below. What do you guys think here? And hey, say hi to the chat, because they'll see you next Saturday when we do this all over again. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And hey, share this out where you can.